So Zuma was the spark.
Yeah, no, for sure.
His arrest lit the match.
Yeah.
And Zuma for me was a reminder that there's a chance that blacks will never ever get the freedom that they want. I don't think the ANC was set up for total black liberation.
Okay.
I think the ANC was set up by a bunch of clever blacks, bunch of Cyril Ramaphosas. I think these guys literally sat and were like, you're smart, I'm smart. Why the fuck are we not at the table? Do you think Zuma's going to come out? And if he doesn't come out, do you think, besides what we've seen now, do you think there's going to be another reaction?
No, look, I listened to Dalimpofu's thing with the Concord, because he based his argument on two things. This Buddha guy who didn't want to go to the commission. What's his name? No?
Porter.
That he didn't want to go to some other commission.
Yes.
And they used certain laws and whatnot to not go, and he was not imprisoned.
Yes.
Look, I don't know law much, but I think they might lessen it, I think. There could be a thing of like, look, we did make it.
I think potentially he might get parole in 3 months.
Good behavior and everything. You know what the other thing I was asking in our time, that when he goes to prison, does he still get the privileges of a president? Or is everything wiped off?
That's a good question. My assumption would be that the privileges stay. That would just be my assumption.
I wonder.
Because he is still an ex-president. I don't know if it means if you are found guilty of something. And mind you, what Zuma's been found guilty of, or what he's been jailed for, is probably the most pathetic and the mildest of things that he's been accused of. Not contempt of court. It's like
yeah.
It's like you didn't open the curtains. Yes, it's too weak. When you look at history in retrospect, it's always shown in highlights.
Okay.
And it's always told by, let's say, the media. We live in unique times now. I can imagine 20 years from now, if social media didn't exist, what people would have seen about the riots, about Zuma. Everyone in future would have agreed, no, Zuma was an evil man, the what. But today we have social media. I don't think the ANC was set up for total black liberation.
Okay.
I think the ANC was set up by a bunch of clever blacks, bunch of Cyril Ramaphosas or John Langalbalele Dube, Nabo Pixley and those guys. I think they were educated black guys. They wore suits, they spoke good English. I think Pixley studied overseas. He was, I think, the first black lawyer. I think these guys literally sat and were like, you're smart, I'm smart. We understand politics, we understand economics. Why the fuck are we not at the table? Let's come together and build something like, I guess, the BBC today, the Black Business Council, so that government can listen to us. The apartheid government were like, no, you're a fucking bunch of blacks. We won't listen to you. And then they started mobilizing. And in the mobilizing, then the rest of the blacks came along. Okay, I guess, yeah, it's fine. And then it became a nationwide. But post Mandela coming out 94, because this is leading to what we're speaking about now.
Yeah.
Outside of Zuma, Thabo Mbeki, Kgalema Motlanthe, Cyril Ramaphosa almost speak to that same clever black who just wanted to sit at the table with Ongamla. Whereas there's this rogue little Zulu man with the butternut head who's now coming with a different vibe. And he's coming to shake the boat. And it's like, but that's not what we agreed on. We quote this. We said we'll bring some of you guys at the table, and now you guys are trying to flip the script. There can't be a majority of blacks where you are. As much as you might wish for it, as soon as you bring in more blacks, the nice company you work for, the nice neighborhood you're in, it will fall, it will collapse. Some of us have seen it in Model C schools. When blacks come in, the school goes to shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's an issue with capitalism and the way it works, because it requires that. It requires everyone to behave for it to continue working. That means Cyril must behave the way he does, and he must keep the rich whites rich. The problem with Zuma bringing in new players was potentially that you're bringing more black kids into this nice white school, and they're coming with their blackness. And we don't know what that blackness comes with. We have social media today, and we've opened up. And you mentioned We weren't unified and we're not on the same vibrations. Yeah. And I guess I wanted to get back to that. With the ANC may have always been what it is. And with Cyril, like Donald Trump is almost saying, let's make the ANC great again. It was always about clever blacks. It was never about the masses. And now we're seeing it. We saw it with Marikana. We're seeing it now. Deploy the SANDF. Deploy the cops. These people are disturbing our privilege. All we ever wanted was to sit with Ongamla. Uzuma wasted 9 years of us cementing relations with rich whites. We never wanted to actually uplift blacks. We think it's a race thing because white people hate Zuma and they marched. But there's a lot of black people that hate Zuma. And a lot of them, in what I was trying to articulate was, white people built systems. And they've put a lot of darkies through their systems. And Udak is supposed to behave in a certain way. The fact that we're speaking English today is because of colonial systems.
Yeah.
When we speak about the Constitution, Roman Dutch law,
yeah,
that's a system. And there are people that have bought in hook, line, and sinker. Umsholozi flirts with the line, obviously, because he comes from a place where Upushisi Ntu is a polygamist, what. And now the courts have favored him in the past. Kwesi's rape trial, the arms dealers dragged on for years. But now that same legal white system is coming in and he's saying, look, something's not right. And some of us are fighting that. So Muzuma was the spark.
Yeah, no, for sure.
His arrest lit the match.
Yeah.
And Uzuma for me was a reminder that there's a chance that blacks will never ever get the freedom that they want. Marcus Garvey, fucking hero. The guy built probably a multi-billion-dollar company raising money from blacks. The blacks were the fucking shareholders. The guy owned ships and big companies. He owned his own newspaper. Marcus Garvey was a fucking hero. Lost. Thomas Sankara took over a fucking country and he built it into utopia.
Yeah.
Planted trees, empowered the women, got the nation to fucking play sports, killed. We're watching Ukakame now. Robert Mugabe gave his people fucking land. You guys said you want fucking land? Here's the fucking land. Kandin funani, Daki. Uzuma didn't do much. Yes, he got some fucking Indians to supply to ESCOM. Put Tutumieni and SAA to be like, look, dismantle, shake the supplier. Only 3% of Dakis were supplying.
Yeah.
Brian Mulife, Umachela Koko were like, let's fuck shit up at ESCOM and get black suppliers. These Guptas, no Tutus, and they don't have fucking money. Fund their fucking thing. It's been done before.
Yeah.
I think it's called vendor financing. It's been done before.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. Shaudi Mutwaneng said, our artists are hungry. 90% play local. That's where the system said no. Uzuma didn't achieve. Uzuma failed, by the way. We need to be honest. The same way blacks fought for the land and they lost the land, Zuma tried to shake the ground and he failed. And now they're reversing all of that. And Cyril and his band of white funders are reversing everything. And I'm thinking, even if Zuma won, even if we won and they transformed it, we were never going to get the freedom and the liberation that we actually dream of. It was going to be a few blacks. There was going to be a black, if it's not Stellenbosch, a black Mhlanga, black Camps Bay, where Patrice, Putuma Ntlego, Cyril, Sakima Xozoma, Lazarus Zim, Mzi Khumalo, Daphne Nkosi, Gloria Sirobi, all these people were going to be there. And they were going to just be like whites. We were going to be like Europe and America and China, where, again, Pareto, 20%, very small, because the capitalist system, the board game monopoly, is only built like that. There's no other way.